philosophy upon Vampire Temple of Atazoth, of the Sinister Pathway Triangle Order, of the Order of Nine Angles. Part 1. When people call the Order of Nine Angles fascists, they probably do so in jealousy of either the ability to organize or be disciplined. Particularly when it comes to Satanism, I accept those partly on it, but those fully upon it will be transformed. Society will be strengthened somehow. The history of the Order of Nine Angles is unsubstantiated before the 1960s, but it represents a merging of the Luciferian, Saturnal, and Solar. It connects beyond the mundane witnessing, beyond the usual order of derivation, and to refine those involved. It teaches from fiction to a life of action. Eventually, a society will be formed upon the failing ones, but a personal supremacy beyond this world starts with the individual. Satanism can be said to be fulfilling evil. A Satanist is willing to not be normal and upholds themselves in the face of accusations. Crime and perversion are not the same as Satanism, but a Satanist will not define themselves by agreement with organizational rules. They will exist beyond the apparent alliances. Rules and games employ a mindset, but it is lived as a demon who goes through the modes of the sections of society. They become as the spiritual forces they work with. The sacrifices made are for spiritual evolution. We put out legacy and energetic influence at the foremost, but a memory through children and a resistance to the failing subservience is an important way of gaining back control too. Satanism is supposed to be upon a realism of what can be done in a lifetime. Individuation can be done by stages in a group, but it is really beyond that. As useful as using the opportunity to organize and lead groups may be, the purpose will be to excel in the ways that are possible. I will agree that some times and durations of practice are more effective than others, but we need to stop pretending that becoming an adept will only happen in a set way. It is beyond books, the approval of others, or your own sense of accomplishment. People who advance form a part of what will purify and change the world for the next stage of a causally driven society. These forces work through us, but the darkness is more than just parts of ourselves. That alone will presence the extreme. And given the last sentence there, some things may not be understood how a particular individual means them, and perhaps it's necessary for them to be that way. And, I intended to talk about this book of selections in one program, but it looks like this is going to be a series of programs. And by a representation in the founding of the Order of Nine Angles, I mean that we can't establish any historicity of the organizations that it came from, but these organizations are put there in the story, whether it's literally true or not, as something that represents the sort of thing that either could be true in a way, or it forms a function to say that they're true. Hence, myth is greater than any fact. right?